piecing together the information we've got from the scan, from the blood tests and from the expert opinions that we've had over the last week, the news is that the condition that Sam has is in the second group. So it's in a group of conditions where he's likely to continue to lose skills with time. And I'm sorry, there's no easy way of telling you this. And it's not easy to share this information or to hear this information.
But you can treat him, though. You can give him treatment.
At this time, we as doctors, we can't treat all the conditions that there are to treat.
I knew something was
just
wrong.
Get some tissues. There you go.
I knew all along something was wrong.
Many times there are conditions we can treat and new knowledge is coming all the time. But at this point in time, there isn't a specific treatment for the condition that Sam has.
Well, there's nothing.
And there's support. What we can always do is manage his symptoms and manage to make his life as good as it can possibly be. But I'm really sorry to say that there isn't a specific treatment that's going to make him better and take this away. I wish there was. We wish there was. But that there isn't a treatment to make things better. And I know it's really hard to hear that, but there's a lot that we can do to keep his life on track and to make his life as good as it can be.
But he's going to die.
He's not going to die.
We don't know when he will die because we don't know enough about his condition. All we can tell you about is what we know from previous cases that have been written up in the literature. And from that knowledge, we know that it's likely that Sam's life will be shorter, but we can't tell you exactly how long.
What do you mean by shorter?
I can't tell you precisely, and that's what's so difficult in this situation. And new things are coming online all the time, but from our best knowledge at the moment, I think that we would be very lucky if Sam made it through to teenage years. I'm really, really sorry.
We're going to tell him.
What should we do? Should we tell them?
I think
I can't tell them.
I think you'll be guided by
his sister?
Sam.
What about Sarah?
I think with Sam, I think if he wants to ask things, I think you answer his questions in as straightforward a way as you can. And I think very often children know more than you realise that they know. And there are things we can help you with resources and books to help to share the new information in the best way that we possibly can. And also with the rest of the family, it's going to be a shock, and I would suggest that you need some days, first of all, to come to terms with this yourselves before you immediately go and share it with the rest of the family. And you need to get your heads together and round this. And then, yes, people need to know, but you're in charge of who knows what and who knows what information.
There must be somewhere else we can go. There must be.
Yeah. Well,
there must be some cures.
What I can arrange for you are for any further specialist opinions that you want to do and want to take up. And what I will do is find out who's the most expert person in this specific condition and make sure that you get access to them. And I've got some written materials from their service that can tell you about that, so that you're getting, the forefront of knowledge about this particular condition and, all the help with that. Our job here locally is to make sure that that any symptoms that Sam presents with are managed as well as they can possibly be managed, and that those that need to know around him know about his condition.
How do you know that he's only going to live that long?
The honest answer to that is I don't know. As doctors sometimes think we know stuff and then something surprises us because a child with a particular condition lives, much longer than the books tell us.
Live longer.
So there's a possibility that he could live longer. But what I can't do is not share with you what's known about this condition so far and what, from other cases. And because you're going to go home and go on the internet and look up yourselves about Sam's condition. And it wouldn't be right if I wasn't open and honest with you. And I know that's really hard for you to hear the difficult stuff. But what's really important is that, you can trust us so that you know that we'll tell you how things are. Because what we've got to keep as paramount at all times is Sam's best interests. And believe me, it is in Sam's best interest for you to know even the difficult stuff so that you can help him. You can be on the lookout for any difficult symptoms to tell us quickly so that we can manage that and manage any communication or any roadblocks that come up to him enjoying his life as well, as well as he possibly can. Now, one thing that we find sometimes helps is to have something written down that you can show people about Sam's condition, so that you don't have to keep saying it over again if you say needing to bring him up to A&E or at school, so that you have something you can hand over that's written down. And I would encourage you to use your GP, to go and talk with your GP, who will be able to signpost you to, extra sources of support that we've not thought of. And I'll put a lot of that in the letter as well, because I think, you'll go away from here and you won't remember very much of what we said. And that's why Trish will be in touch in the next few days and come and listen again and be there to answer any extra questions that you've got. And I encourage you to write anything down as you go along, because you'll think of something the minute you go out the door and you'll want to know stuff. And we will answer your questions. We won't always have the answers, but we'll do our best, and we'll do our best to signpost you to sources of information that are as right as we can get for you.
So I'll come out and visit in the next few days, because like Dr. Horridge said, what you've just been told, you're in shock now, and a lot of it won't have sunk in. So if I come out in a few days' time and I'll go through it with you, by then you'll have the letter as well, and we'll read through it together, and we'll go through it. And if you've got any questions, then we can address them then. And if there's anything I can't answer, I'll find the answer out for you. And then tell you a little bit more about our team, because I know you don't know me now, and at the minute Sam is okay, but what I'll do when I come out in a couple of days' time is I'll meet Sam as well, so he gets to know me, and then we'll take it from there. I'm not going to intrude into your life unless you need me, really. It's more that you'll have my number. I'll visit regularly if you want me to, and then as time progresses, if you need me to come more, I'll come more. And just be able to advise you about whether Sam needs to see the doctor, or whether it's something that I can sort out for you in the home. It might be something just simple, that he just needs some antibiotics or something. He doesn't need to come into hospital, because the whole idea is, like Dr. Horridge said, we want to keep his life as normal as possible and keep him doing the things he enjoys doing.
Now, I want to write down for you before you go our contact details, because you're going to go out of here and have extra questions. And I want you to know that you can ring us, and that's okay if there's any questions or anything that you want to go over again. And you need to be, as I say, remain in charge of everything that's happening. There will be a lot of professionals increasingly milling around wanting to help and support you, but it's only helpful and supportive if it fits in with your family's life. And I would urge you to, keep a calendar, keep a diary, and protect some private time for yourselves as a family. I think that's really, really important, that you stay in charge. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. And we'll meet up again very soon. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Trish will be in touch in the next couple of days.
Okay. Thank you.